Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back once again, and today I am here to talk about the Los Angeles Clippers. And the Los Angeles Clippers have had a storied history, and this offseason they have acquired the biggest free agent in Kawhi Leonard, and then they made a trade for one of the MVP candidates from last season, Paul George. And it seems to be that the Clippers curse may be over, but it might not be because we haven't actually seen the Clippers play for real yet. So we're gonna inspect this real quick, and we're gonna kind of inquire whether or not the playoffs, or whether or not the Clippers curse is over. And we're gonna dig a bit into the history. Since they've been pretty much existed, they haven't been good at all, almost. And the Donald Sterling era that they've had did not go well for that team, and it pretty much was a bunch of did not qualify for the playoffs. Just looking at this, they made the playoffs a grand total of 8 times throughout that his entire run as the owner of the team. And he was basically a mind-boggling racist, where he was pretty much out in the open. And really, I'm gonna just tell you this quick story about it, because Blake Griffin actually told a story once where he basically was asked to come to a party by the owner of his team, and he was basically paraded around in the party like he is some exotic being from a book or something, which is actually one of the grossest stories that I've heard, besides the actual event that exposed him, which was when he had talked trash about Magic Johnson to his girlfriend or whatever at that point in time. But then Steve Ballmer proceeded to buy the team soon after Donald Sterling was banned from the league, and it seems right now to be completely different than what happened before, as not only that, Blake Griffin setting up the franchise for the future. Blake Griffin pretty much turned the franchise around, because if it wasn't for Blake, you wouldn't have had Chris Paul coming to the team. You wouldn't have had DeAndre Jordan working harder and harder till he breaks out as a star, and indirectly led to a few other things as well. And since Steve Ballmer has ran the Clippers, they have not had a losing record, and they've been over 500 ever since, pretty much since Blake Griffin first played in the league. Every season besides his first season, they've been over 500, and they've been around the top or bottom of the playoff spots in the West. And they only missed the playoffs once in 2017, 2018. But they were still 10th in the West with 42-40 at a 42-40 record. And since they got Kawhi and Paul George, it's looking like the Clippers have the upper hand now on their life. And it's going to be interesting to see whether or not the Clippers can actually become something in the league, as they've always been the Lakers goofy building person they share a building with, the Lakers goofy roommate with no championship. When you really look at it, there have been 2 teams that pretty much have been dominating the NBA since the beginning, and the Lakers are one of them, and the Celtics are the other. And the Celtics really haven't won that many championships in the last 30 years. So they won 1 championship in the last 30 years. So we're pretty much in the position where majority of the league has won their titles pretty much in the last few years. The Celtics haven't won since 2008, and before that they hadn't won since like 86, and that's the difference. But really, the Clippers have had the most unfortunate events happen to them. They've had players they could have gotten like Moses Malone and all that type of things like that, like, or their star player getting hurt in the playoffs, and it's like, oh, you guys might as well just lose this one. Or Chris Paul hurting his hamstring in 14-15, then they blow the 3-1 lead to the Rockets. Then you got Blake Griffin getting hurt a couple years later, and you got Chris Paul getting hurt the year before that, breaking his hand. All of it, all injuries in the middle of the season, punching equipment managers, all that, and just unfortunate circumstances. I say the Clippers, since they got Steve Ballmer, have earned better, and they deserve better. And since they picked up Jerry West, they're getting better. And it's looking pretty good for the Clippers' future. I think the Clippers have a good shot at winning them an NBA championship. I don't know when it's gonna happen. Could happen soon as next year. Could happen 5 years from now. Who knows when it's gonna happen? Who knows if it'll happen? But they've earned the right to say that they are a threat to the championship, and hopefully the Clippers can be prosperous in the future. As I say, after all the hardships that whole organization has had, they deserve it. And Steve Ballmer's a great owner who deserves to have a high-level team. The energy he brings is amazing, and that should be supported. I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.